modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.
All right, can you hear me better?
Loud and clear. I like that.
All right.
Midnight says demarcation is a boundary off of human principles. Yep. Hi, Midnight. How are you?
Oh, good. I'll probably explain to you before. You want to deal with the first speaker? I think Dreadhead King.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dred.
Oh, we're talking about the Al Sharpton.
Well, if you want to go there, yes, you can. You can go there because
I'll let Brother Midnight go because I'm getting caught up. I just came in the room myself, so I didn't hear the whole lead in to this conversation, this part of the conversation.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Go ahead, Midnight.
Okay. Yeah. So demarcation is more of a boundary type of thing, which all humans and all peoplehoods actually do. So you see with the ethnic enclaves, among other things, that's demarcation right there. Delineation per se, I explained to you this before. I think when not when I had a video thing with you on YouTube, but actually on a space, I believe it was Leo Spell. So delineation implies I'm delineating or I'm separating myself from someone. But how would I separate from someone if I'm already a distinct person? So that's where the kind of the humanism and the humanitarian thing pretty much comes in. I agree every human is distinct groups of people. I believe all humans are a distinct ethnic group, different DNA. All distinct peoplehoods should have a right to autonomy and sovereignty. So I expect it pretty much the same for us. So that's where the demarcation and stuff like that comes in. And also where the humanism and the humanitarian stuff comes in is the United States government always pressures us to deal with top-down politics, right? And pressures us to only deal within the confines of the United States, which is civil rights, which that's encompasses everybody, and constitutional rights, which also in terms encompass everybody. Maybe except within the balance of the 13th and 14th Amendment, but it's still contested and everybody still benefits off the 13th and 14th Amendment. So here's where the demarcation or the boundary and even actual political delineation comes in. It's with demarcation. Actual truthful delineation without saying I'm separating from someone and stuff like that, or I'm playing because I hear it all the time. I hear people saying I'm delineating from Africans, I'm delineating from Africans, I'm delineating from Africans. Americans, you want to put Soulaan under it. Yeah. Which I mean, I think that's the I didn't have an issue with that. I mean, that's someone independent. I didn't really have an issue with the signatures or nothing like that. I think that would be the best way because right now, Black/African American just mean all Black racial groups from Africa, wherever we like it or not.
So you do support getting rid of the ethnic identifier of Black?
When did I say that? Did I say that in that whole thing?
It was implied.
You support her.
It was implied.
You said you essentially support her movement of adding Soulaan under original American and her the new ethnonym that she wants to use, right? So you're not against it.
Yeah, I'm not against it. I'm not. It doesn't really matter if someone wants to do that, then I'm not going to be mad at it.
Here's the thing, if you are not against removing the word Black from our ethnic identifier, that kind of like adds a little bit of complicit.
Where's Black as an ethnic identifier in law? Other than the ACS thing, I'm not going to talk. But other than what's going on now, where is it in codified in law right now? Because right now it's a racial identifier as all Black.
It's a racial identifier right now, right? However, colloquially, we do use Black as our ethnic identifier, and we are trying to codify that with foundational Black American or Black American Negro descendant freedmen. So
where would that be? So where would that be under? Would that be under Black/African American? If y'all going to put it under Black/African American, then there would be some issue to that. I would not identify
That's
as
so.
black
Let
slash
me
African
clarify.
American.
The point is African American got to go away. So it won't be black slash African American. That has to go away. That's the point. African American goes away. Our ethnic identifier may be classified under this, made up racial category of black, because all races are made up categories, right? Race is a social construct. And I don't agree with race as a social construct, because I believe that there are people on the continent that do not racially. I don't think they match with us racially. If you look at those skull shapes and some of the features and things like that, it's damn near a whole different race when you talk about different tribes. I think most importantly, which ethnic identifiers are most important, because that's also going to include the traditions, the culture, and perhaps physical features of those people.
And I have a question after you're done.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
My question is, so why not us collectively get together and just make our own census, and then the United States has to acquiesce to us? So once we have that data, it don't matter if it's all 50 million of us, but once we have enough, like for example, the 30,000 or 50,000, whatever, once we have that data and we collect that data, the United States will have to pay us to get that data. And we only have to give it to them.
So let me.
Can I, Kim, can I answer that real quick?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, brother. So what happened, Westside, was we actually kind of did that. And what happened was we have all these immigrants in our politics. But you already know this, Westside. We got all these immigrants in the NAACP and the CBC and NARC and all these other immigrants that when we get our numbers corrected, they lobby against the true numbers, right? And kind of to answer your question, I think that yep, African American has to go, and then because race is fake, we should just go under. And this is just on the table. I'm not even 100%. This is just to meet in the middle. I would probably put Freedmen at the top, and then as the main box, and then inside of that box, I will put Black American. I will put BANF, Black American Negro Freedmen people, with the definition of BANF being foundational populations of the United States, XYZ, and then put all of our monikers under BANF, Black American Negro descent people. So that this is about combining all of our birth certificate. Oh, and Soulaan, put Soulaan inside of that definition. But that's I don't want to say too much because BX said all of this is going on her YouTube. I wouldn't even I don't want to say or do too much, but
I'm going to provide some insight, right? So I'm not sure if Penn even had her lineage verified by Friedman, or if Midnight is verifying lineage, and there's other lineage.
I'm a verified. Yeah, I'm a verified Freeman. I'm American Aboriginal.
No, I mean, do you have a part of Soulaan that handles verifying genealogy? Because my issue is that, we've had our battles, and she's not exact. This whole black and she's locking out the Caribbean is fairly new. She's very much Pan-American Indian, meaning the Caribbean should be on the claim with us, or some empire or something. That's paraphrasing, of course. So I'm wondering how much you really know about the person that you're willing to support their measure. But that's neither here nor there, because we're going to support who resonates with us, right? But however, I did sit with Tyreek once when he visited Afro Elite's Live, and I asked him, what do you think about original American? Now, see, he's not a leader, but he's a historian. He's a filmmaker, and he knows his shit, right? And original American is very easy for the Mexicans to come and say, well, we're original Americans too. So I just wanted to put that out there, kind of put that in the atmosphere. Even if you went by a term original American, what type of original American? The indigenous, meaning not our copper colored, but those who are now claiming indigenous again, the natives, the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying, are going to come and say, well, we're original American too. I understand people don't like the term black. So there's got to be some type of compromise if y'all all want to fly under one banner. But let's remember the end goal, because we could call each other what we want. We could have social terms and stuff, but we got to go with what's going to work if you want to get this work. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I just
Yeah,
want to put
my
that.
solution is just make our own census, and make our own bureau, make our own census, make our own birth records, make our own pretty much everything. Just a parallel institute, just like how the tribal nations are doing it, just how the small hats are doing it. They do it exactly that way. So
I don't think that's a bad idea. So let me ask you the same question you asked us. What would you put at the top of the census? Are you putting Soulaan at the top of the census?
I wouldn't even deal with a census at all. I would just go and make my own. If I had no choice, if I had a gun to my head and I had to check any of those boxes, if it doesn't have other, there's American Indian, which means community attachment. There's white, which means I forgot what was it, original groups from
I
from
said, so my question,
I
I
would
think you
have to choose
misunderstood
American
the
Indian.
question.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. I think you misunderstood the question. You said what you asked Kingpin, what would you put at the top of a census that we made for ourselves? And I'm asking you the same thing. What would you
with
put
my
at
own
the top of
census.
a census we made for ourselves?
Man, it been like not Freeman, because Freeman's a legal term. That's actually a pretty good question to ask. I wouldn't put Soulaan per se. I would try to encompass pretty much everybody on it. So it would have been like
And so
slash. So
so that's why I would put Freeman, because it's a legal status legally, and that's what we're going through. We're only, people say go fight your government. Well, legally, that's what we're doing. We're fighting our government, and the best way for us to fight our government from
okay, now I get, yeah, it would be either was it Freeman or it would be American Aboriginal,
so
because we were
American
reclassified.
Aboriginal. Well, American Aboriginal would go inside of the Freedman box, but Freedman, because it's the only legal status that classifies U.S. chattel slave men and freed folks, right? That's because I'm not, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of freedmen myself, but I am a big fan of legal writings being passed. Freedmen kind of holds that has that trophy, and right under Freedman is Negro. It's between Freedman and Negro that holds those two top spots.
Yeah, you're
With
absolutely
Freed,
correct about the Negro term. I'm sorry for interrupt you, because the OMB or the government in general decolonized Negro, and there's only one group of people on paper who use Negro, even though on the definitions it is porous, and even though you have some bad actors who call themselves Negro, especially on X, who try to equate it to Negro land and some weirdo African stuff, but there's only one group of people who use Negro. It was us. Yeah, no, sorry
so
about that.
that's what I'm saying, and I know we all in the same military, fam. It's cool. But we have to understand that if we want to win, fam, sometimes I gotta concede 20% to the next nigga. Sometimes the next person gotta concede. See, I just used nigga right there. Nobody thought of an African, by the way. Nobody thought of a Puerto Rican. Nobody thought of a damn Caribbean. So that's what I'm saying. It's how we got this. This is our language, right? So like I would have to concede, you feel me, 20, 30%, 15% to this nigga, 15% to that nigga, and I gotta just chill real quick until we get back to that table. I would literally probably put Freedman / Negro at the top. And if Negro makes freedmen weaker, I would take Negro off. But I will put freedman slash Negro. Take black African American the fuck off for right now. Put freedman slash Negro. And then inside of that freedman box, when you click freedman, it should drop down and it should say Negro American, Freedman American. It should say Black American. It should say FBA. It should say American Aboriginal, and it should say Soulaan. Everything else don't matter now, because you know why? We all had to first click that Freedman Negro box. And if
One
we could,
moment. I'm sorry. I did do a little surface level. Is Black American and ethnicity type search. And so in that box, I wouldn't even put Black American. I would just leave it foundational Black American. Because I got to tell you, Google, I find, follows the trends, right? But I think they follow the Democrat trends. And so we start asking certain questions, they answer it one way, and then when I go back to research it, now the term African American is attached to what is Black American, and we know everybody's identifying as African American. So to be distinct,
Yeah,
so
black.
because I'm also hearing, I'm gonna land here, y'all. I'm also hearing, I heard a lady say she was a first generation Black American. What is that? With the foundational Black American, you cannot penetrate Black American, right? So
so that's just IT people writing that in. So once we so you got to understand, you are correct with the Google and how it follows trends and how, but those are just IT writers that are paid to try to toe the line, right? In the United States, when you put freedman slash Negro at the top, now our IT, right, our freedman Negro IT people will then go into Google, or will be able to cease and desist Google from making those negative changes of African American. African American will be retired. And let me pivot to another question, the Westside. What we really need, right? When all of this comes down, we need a concrete, and I think this is where we should be kind of splitting our thought. When we don't agree on something, we could always just fall back to this. We're gonna need a concrete legal way to retire African American. Like, when I say retire this shit, we're gonna need a legal, documented, stamped way, so that no one on this globe, about 500 years from now, can pick up African American, because African American is attached to our Black American freedman Negro greatness. How do you think we will be able to completely retire African American?
I do have
Yeah.
an answer for that. So the first thing is, so we look at all the books that is tied to African American. We overdubbed them with our good terms. So if you want to use Negro, we need to find a book. Let's say the the African Americans that was in the Revolution. Or okay, we're gonna take that book, we're gonna overdub it, and then we're gonna put, for example, foundational Black American who was in the Revolutionary War, and then we sell it off as pretty much our own books. Obviously, you can't go one for one in the book, but I mean, change some stuff in it.
No, I'm talking about in the government.
No,
How-
I'm telling you in a roundabout way. So you have to do it academically first. You gotta do it educationally. That's how kind of like propaganda works in some way. So you gotta do those with different type of books. From there, then you create organizations. Because we don't have a lot of organization right now. So we have organizations that tie towards not using it. So for example, make a I don't know, would you identify as Simon? So let's say ethnic Black American human rights working group. So one of the working group's agendas is to go into different municipalities and to try to retire the word African American, because can't just start with the top-down politics. We need to start from the bottom-up systems as well. That means getting to the city councils, getting to the city planners, getting to the this type of way as well. But if you want to make a lot of noise, then we gotta go to big areas like these forums, or going to Tariq's lives and making a campaign about we gotta retire African American. So
I think that's what we should. I think we could walk and chew gum at the same time. I think this is the new piece of gum that we should start chewing. The retiring of African American. Black is good. Black is good for right now. Black is just fine because black is actually on birth certificates. African American is a made up term. We need to campaign. If we can unite under campaigning under retiring African American and then understanding that all of our other titles have the same definition. We're emancipated people, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment at the minimum. On a minimum standard, we're all emancipated people of the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment and can trace back to the 1870s. Since that's the minimum standard. Everything has a minimum and maximum standard. We all meet that minimum standard, which makes us the same, which means we all survive the same harms, right? But African American is a dangerous term that makes our ethnicity a damn 304. African American opens up everything for shit to be bust wide open.
Yeah, I think honestly, from my perspective, I think original American does the exact same thing, because there are people who can rationalize that they are original to the Americas, and they will still try to co-opt something that is so wide open, such as original American, because there are, more than one ethnic group that could claim being original to America. Of course, people who are from Central and South America, people who are from Mexico, that have ties to, all the way back to the Azteca, El Azteca. Well, that's original, fool. That original American, fool. Like they still try to claim, Texas and California as if it's theirs. I think original American is just as wide open and has as many vulnerabilities as the term African American, because essentially you're talking about an entire continent, and like I said, there are multiple people groups that could claim being original to the Americas.
Yeah, that's the same thing with American Indian too. Even though with the
But wait,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Rose.
because I was going to say, when he said, when y'all were talking about original American, I started thinking about South America, Central America, and then how the Caribbean and all these other people say, well, the boat stopped here first. So you say original American, they be like, yeah, well, the boat stopped here, this part of the Americas first. They're going to keep them slave boats in the narrative, y'all, and the boat stopped and who got where first to prove they're an original American.
That's a great point.
Right? But I kind of want to read.
That's the
I
same
wanna
thing with
read
the
that.
American Indian. They have like North and South America on it. So you see a lot or was it West Indians try to latch onto that American Indian movement as well. So
Yeah, but if you
everything's porous.
Google American Indian and if the Caribbean was identified as American Indian, when I Googled it, it said, yeah, at one point in time, they were identified as American Indian too. But if anybody has a chance to go ahead and Google that and tell me what comes up, because I swear they be changing stuff on me. But I kind of want to read Chichia's statements because I think it makes a lot of sense. She says, grassroots and addressing the government is not a linear process, one before the other. These things historically happen simultaneously. And then Basic was telling us he lost service. And Chichia continues and she says, pressure from all sides produces change. That's like what you said. We're in the same military, correct, Simon?
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what I'm
there's
saying.
different branches of military, correct?
Yeah, that was my
Yeah.
kind of analogy. And then with the walking and chew gum, we just us as our different branches of the same military, we can't keep bumping shoulders and heads with each other. That's at this point because what side? Me and you been in this conversation since fucking 2020, 2019. Like this is not new, and that's why I choose to be flexible because we have to be. Because this is gonna go down in history later on when we do get this final thing on. It's gonna come down was who was able to cross cross lines with each other? Look, who was able to work with the other branches? Because we're not against each other, fam. I mean, that's just where I'm at with it right now. And I think I take that approach because I am on the more economic side. I'm more on the business side. I'm on the economic and political side. I'm not just on the political side. I see how cash still rules everything around me. Cream, money, get the dollar bills, y'all. Like, that's just how it is. That money still do guide everything. We can influence a lot of shit. But if you really want to crush your T's and dot your I's, you gotta drop that bag in certain places for it to, cross that finish line.
So I kind of want to, can we pivot from the identifier? We all, right, has some really good points, some strong points, and I just want to end it with this. No matter what we choose to identify as, there's always going to be a different ethnic group who's not of the lineage trying to tether on. They've been having that office, New Americans New Americans here in New York. I hear they got one in Cali. They're just popping up all over the place. And these are the same people telling us that we're African. But here now, they're New Americans. So no matter what we try to identify as, they're gonna tether on to us. I gotta be honest. Can we call ourselves foundational Soulaan or something? I think the foundational part counts because it shows we built this foundation. That's just me. I'm a little biased, but I love foundational Black American because it's a distinction. They know they can't lock into that. I love freedmen too. My ancestors are on the freedmen rolls. I love Negro. What I am in agreement with everybody is African American has to be retired, and we can't just give it to them. It has to be retired. No one can use it.
So my final solution for that is what we can do is we make a peer-reviewed white paper that we put out to pretty much to the public, and then we define the the eligibility, and also with that white paper we say why African American isn't viable and how how it should be retired as well. Yeah, and then start lobbying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just agreeing with you. I said absolutely, it needs to be retired. There are some accomplishments that have been attributed to quote African American people. So it needs to be retired, taken out of use, so that people can't come from the continent of Africa and claim those historical events that occurred under our ethnic group, and that should be attributed to our ethnic group. As a matter of fact, this morning I was on a panel, and there was this guy that was completely denigrating Black Americans. He's like, we need to take accountability because we are we commit most of the violent crimes in America. We just need this. I go to this guy's page. He like a whole damn Guyanese, Indo-Guyanese person or Indo-Trinidadian person. I'm talking about curry everything, not just curry goat, curry everything, curry chicken, curry fish, curry shoelaces, man, curry everything. I'm talking about. And he was up there giving a platform. And I called him out on it. I got up there. It was probably like good 200, 300 people in that room. I got up there and called him out. I said, the reason this guy is
I'm doing that too.
Say again?
Oh, my
Say
bad.
again? No, it's all good. It's all good. I went up there. I said the reason this guy's denigrating Black Americans and using all these YT supremacist speaking points about violent crime is because he's not a Black American. I said, everybody go look at this page. It's that and the third. And the first thing he said was, man, what are you talking about, man? I'm very pro-Black and I'm pro-Black. He said, I'm an African American. I said, there you go. I said, we don't even use that term. That term is a backdoor that allows people to use that the OMB definition that you were reading, Brother Midnight, that OMB definition of any racial group, descended from Africa or something like that. that a term allows people like him. He was a whole Indo-Guyanese person, but because he had brown skin or whatnot, he likes to get on here and cosplay and portray himself as a black man. He had a whole black scent going and all that, and I'm telling you, I just wasn't falling for it. And then right after that, a Jamaican woman came up and tried to debate and argue with me, saying that she was African American. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem, and that's a big problem with that term. It definitely needs to be retired fully and completely, and we need to make sure that nobody else can touch it. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the hang that jersey in the rafters.
Hey, Soulaan. I mean, West Side. If you could, if you have the influence, if you're able to go over to the other side where, cause Pistol seems to, I guess, respect you, it would do the full military lineage a great service if you could have her just focus on taking African American off and leave black alone, because that's where all of that's where we kind of just cross lines at. We can do one thing at a time, but since
But my
we
question
all
is,
agree,
oh
hold
my
on,
bad,
what
Sean.
I'm saying is, since we agree on something, since we just happen to agree on something, and what we agree on is that African American must go. That's what we do agree on. There's no need to focus on so-called black right now. Let's get African American off, and then later on, if the black causes any trouble, then we will adjust then. But since we agree that African American must go, I think it'd be good if you were able to go speak with her and kind of switch and kind of try to redirect the language. I don't know if you're able to, but that would help the entire lineage, political military that we kind of are on right now.
That was real sneaky, Simon. What the fuck, Simon? No, we are talking, trying to
Yeah,
flip midnight to go over there and be our voice, all right? I'm gonna say this. We know when Penn has her mind set up to something. I'm trying to give you an out here, midnight. But if you do decide to, I already know. Once she has her mind set up to something, she ain't changing it. But maybe Midnight will surprise us when he go over there and talk with her. But I gotta tell you, I ain't even doing none of that stuff, encouraging him to talk to her. She is not making a decision for 50 million people based off of this here internet and our reactions, interactions. Black ain't going nowhere. It's just not going anywhere. More people are for black than they are for anything else, honestly. Except for them pesky African Americans, right? And they are people. Them pesky Pan Africans probably would still go with black before original American. Let's be for real. And we're going to need some of their signatures.
But and honestly, and one thing I know from canvassing, right? Our people love black.
Right.
And what I know from canvassing, our people are willing to be educated on freedmen. So
Okay.
freedmen, black and Negro is an easy education to our people, right? It's a very easy education. I was surprised myself. It's a very easy education from black to Negro to freedman. Very easy education. Anything else will, and guess what? I was also surprised to know that African American is easily dropped by our people, because we're only the first generation African Americans.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
Like I as a black American, I'm a first generation African American. Like our ancestors before us were never called African American, and they remember when that switch came and they all thought it was damn dumb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my point. We're able to educate our people to where they will not fight against dropping African Americans, especially with the Democrats making this crazy move of bringing in all the immigrants. That really did open up the eye to a lot of our people on how dangerous African American is. So that's all I'm saying, Midnight. I'm my goal, because it's just to get this shit across the finish line. It's not about. I don't want no trophy. I don't want no fucking rewards. I don't want none of that shit. I want this shit across the finish line.
Who is Creole Queen 26? Why don't I remember seeing that name before? But they're following me. No, anybody recognize that page? People be changing it. You don't. A drag. Let's go. Nola, where you at? Nola to the front. Nola. You blocked my brother Nola. I was over here. I was about to chuckle. I'm sorry, Drag. I told you. Mm-hmm.
Damn, Dre, what you do
I
to
told
Nola,
you, treat
Dre?
her like a lady.
I have no idea, bruh.
Damn, Dre, what you do to
You got
Sister
caught talking
Nola,
to
man?
Haitians again. What
Man,
you got caught doing? You talking to the
Damn,
Haitians
that's what it
again?
was. Had
I
to
have
be.
no idea, bruh. Like I can't even tell you.
Is Nola still in the room?
I
Dre
didn't even
got
realize it.
caught.
I
Nola
went.
You
I
got
may
went
not
caught
to
be
go.
with your
still in the
hand in
room.
the. You got your. Dre, you
I,
got caught with your hand in the dirt cookie jar, man. What
bruh, I just found out, man. I was like, hey, what's up, Nola? And I went to her page and it said, hey, you can't find this person. It said, what? Hold on, Nola, where you at? Front and
Nola ain't
center.
even in the room,
Tell
y'all.
her
Nola
to come up to the
probably went
panel.
on
Tell her to come
live.
up.
Dre.
Send the
Dre
invite.
got
Somebody send
caught
the
with
invite
his
to Nola.
hands
See,
in the dirt cookie
my
jar.
page is private, so
Damn.
you
Come
may
on
not get
now.
to. It may not get to her. Nola somewhere else just having a good time. Might be, hey, my baby, to somebody else, Dredd, to somebody else.
Lord, you don't gotta
Yeah.
block me though. Like, am I? Dang.
Well, we like to move on in peace. Like, we don't want you talking about, hey, how you doing, big head? Like, we don't like that stuff. We like to move on in peace.
Yo, Dre.
Oh dang! I'm sorry to bring. I'm sorry to bring this relationship drama to your panel, BX.
It's okay. Well, you. I wish she would see that comment. She might be like, "Oh, Dredd, I didn't mean to block you. Let me go ahead and unblock you." She don't even see the comment. Now I got to do this somewhere else in a larger platform. Oh, damn.
Lord,
Hey, but
Lord. Oh
hey,
my
I
God,
appreciate the live, and y'all give me a lot to really think about. There's actually some strategies I actually want to implement. So I'm trying to think. But if y'all want to get with me in the back channel, yeah, we definitely would. I'll definitely plan some stuff. So I'm about to head out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I
Probably give
what's
us some
up?
good
And I appreciate you too, bro. I really do. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like we the only people on this planet that actually know how to unite, and and because we're not doing it with everybody else, we're doing it with ourselves, bro. We're finding out we got a bunch of different tribes in our own ethnicity, which is fine, which is just fine. But what we're not gonna do is be like none of these other folks. Like we're gonna be the Black American freedman Soulaan history that we want to see. Like we got to do that shit ourselves. And so yeah, I appreciate you hearing me out. I heard you loud and clear too, bro. Right? It's love for real.
Yeah.
No, you absolutely. I mean, you absolutely have good word. Like, black is our code of conduct. Like, when we say our skin is black, it means something different than what these other parasites like to say. They're like, "Oh, my skin is literally black." Nope, that's not what we mean. Like, black
That's
is our
not
heritage,
exact.
right?
See, that's not what we mean. Because black is not even the skin color. It's skin. It's our code. I like how you said that
It's
too.
our way of being.
It's our way of who we are. Like it's skin tone. What I got a yellow auntie that'll say she black and punch you in your mouth. Like nah, this is
Oh,
this
yeah.
skin tone thing is real. Is different. So
The yellow ones are quicker to fight.
the yellow ones don't play. Our red bones. They some real warriors. I'm telling you, those the
right?
ones you got. But yo, chill. My aunt, she not playing with you.
Especially ones like Nola.
See, like
Lord have mercy.
click on it. You see how Nola
But-
just bust. She
But, like,
bust
basically-
Kingpin in his side. He ain't but no.
Bruh,
Yeah.
my
But
heart.
basically, really think about it. So every book that says African American on it, we definitely need to overdub it with at least at minimum, black, Negro, or black American. At
At
the
the
minimum.
minimum,
At the
exactly.
minimum.
Cause listen, if a white man wrote it, we don't believe him. No way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Right.
if a white man wrote a definition, oh, this
Good
is who y'all.
morning,
And
Lucas.
if you believe what the white man definitions on, you is the op. I can't because we created all of our definitions for ourselves off
And
the survival of it. So
and
I
just like the
appreciate you,
gumbo
fam.
thing, I had a. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
American
it's on you. It's
English.
on you, bro.
No,
It's on
yeah,
you.
just like they did with the there was this Pan Africanist on X. She's saying gumbo comes from Africa. And I'm like, I asked my mama, I asked my grandma, I asked my my grandmother was telling me even my great grandma does it. They don't put okra in their gumbo. There's maybe like one or two people I know that put okra in their gumbo. And this lady's saying gumbo comes from the word from the West Central African thing that means okra. No, it doesn't. It comes from kumbo, which is the more central ingredient for gumbo. So kumbo and the indigenous, the Choctaw language means filet, the filet powder, the sassafras. We use sassafras more than we use okra. I already know is usually used as a garnish. Sometimes when my sister make it, or my mom use it as the whole thing, the dick in the gumbo, right? So I had to really think about it because I don't really cook gumbo. I just have to women in my family do it. And I'm like, I don't remember using no okra and no damn gumbo. Like I don't remember eating no okra and no gumbo. So yeah, these people are lying. And and just like you said, Simon, you know who put that in books first? The YT man.
These
And look at
fucking
us.
crack. All right, so bro,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. I know me and my brothers and my sisters. I know we could cook up and be like, oh shit, that seasoning do work. We're not really against each other. We just didn't hear. You feel me? When I'm trying to tell you when they be pulling up these definitions, I got to the point. I was like, did a white man write that? So we're letting our open enemy that been our open enemy for so long define us, right? And then they let immigrants into this country that already worship the white man's definitions, and they minimize the same definitions that Black Americans made for ourselves. Immigrants love to minimize definitions that we made for ourselves, and they hyperfixate on the definitions that white men made. We don't believe or trust these white men. You're not going to read to me no definition a white man done said, and you're going to try to say, well, according to Google, did a white man? So that means you trust the white man, which means you're my open enemy also.
And
But
that's
not,
basically what I was trying to say with the whole conversation, like the whole overlay of the conversation when I first started talking to BX and when you first started coming up here. Everything that's been opposed onto us is like very porous. Like that's basically pretty much the crux. Like everybody, these people making these definitions, all this stuff for us, we need to start continuing making our own and start making our own destiny, such as book publishing or making a journal, making magazines, the new black media, stuff like that. That's basically what I wanted to say. I'm sorry.
I agree. Hey, brother, and you know what, BX, I actually got to go to. I got a bottomless mimosa thing I got to go to for, this whole Valentine's thing. And my birthday was recently and all that.
Oh, Simon,
But
I kept asking you when's your birthday. Everybody throw a gift up or two for Simon.
nah, don't throw me
Oh,
no good.
another
I'm good.
Aquarius.
Yo,
Okay.
Yeah, we all Aquarius up here. You know what I'm saying? You
I,
know what
I,
it
I
is.
Okay.
got you. Hey, stay up there, man. Let me get you a
I'm
gift, brother.
Aquarius
Stay up
too.
there. Don't
I'm
Yeah,
a,
me
I'm a
too.
come
Gemini.
down yet.
I
Oh
already gave you some
man,
gifts. I gave you like
He
400
know
gifts.
he wanted us to give him gifts. That's why he told us when his birthday was.
nah, I was holding it back, man. I wasn't even going hard,
And
man.
I
But
kept asking you, I messaged you, did your birthday, like, now you let me know. Enjoy
man,
your
it just came
time.
through. Yeah, thank
Happy
you,
birthday, brother.
thank you,
Well,
thank you.
wait. Happy birthday, nephew.
Thank you, Auntie. Yeah, nah, yo, and I can't but hold you. I really do love the family and community that we built with each other. I don't take it
Right.
for granted. Like, and real shit, I'm defending us to the end of the shit. Like, it is what it is. But another thing, but back to that Tika hoe. Listen,
Uh-oh.
that it's called African. It's called African kinship. Yo, don't run her down because I'm getting in touch with the Freeman Nation. We got to get that shit cease and desist, and we got to start donating a little more to the Freeman Nation too. They actually gave
second that, not just because I'm part of the Freeman Nation, but donate more to the American Freeman Legal Fund.
Yeah, the
They're actually
legal
doing
fund,
good things.
strictly the legal fund, because that legal arm is, they really doing some shit that when I joined, I didn't know they was gonna had that outreach, but I'm glad I did, because now I'm able to see that outreach. You know what I'm saying? So shout outs to the family. I appreciate you, Kingpin. But so they did give me, they immediate cash app also. So I'm gonna be running my lives and just like, I'm exposing this whole immigrant kinship bullshit. I'm exposing that. Donate to the legal fund so that all of our lawyers and our lobbyists could get paid and they could keep putting their foot to their neck. I'm telling you, we all are moving in sequence. We are, y'all. But yeah, I gotta go. Family, BX, love.
For
BX,
joining.
read your DMs, because I said something in your DMs that I need you to do. Well, we'll talk later though. But family, y'all have a
No
beautiful rest of y'all
problem.
weekend. All right.
You too.
Have a good
Bye
one.
bye,
Peace.
Simon.
All right, later. Yeah, appreciate you, Westside. We'll be talking soon, family.
Okay. All right. Enjoy your time. All right. That was interesting. That really was. I see Basic. Oh, Basic, you're still there? He's on Teacup. So I really don't want to talk about the ethnonym anymore. I kind of want to decompress from that. When you get to talking about removing the word black or just going as something else without, that's not my forte, but it's easy for me to pick up and say, look at here. Look at here. No matter how we try to identify, there's always going to be another ethnic group trying to tether onto us. If you don't remember, when we were just identifying as black, we had a fight on our hands before the great influx of immigration as we see it today. What was that fight? Getting white people to recognize that we were American, right? And now that we are, now they're coming to the light, but now we got another issue. Others think they should just ride our coattails as being the first generation black Americans, but they ain't never fight for nothing. We've always had to fight for our identity, for our inventions, for our creation, for our very own life. And guess what now? Asian American, Irish American, and you know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. I probably heard somebody say Dominican American. It's just a lot. But if you think about it, we are the true Americans, but I like the distinction of us, Black Americans, from everybody else, because it shows we built this country. And that's where I'm at with it. Leave the foundational on it and let's go. What's going to get us the reparations? Because I don't think original Americans going to cut it either, to be honest. But, I mean, do y'all have any final words on that topic? And then we could go to the prompt really fast, because I don't want to keep y'all here all day. I kind of want to decompress from that. Especially when they brought up the candy lady, and you know what I'm saying, like the candy man, you say his name 3 times, he appears. That's some shit. Like, I really was hoping he didn't go there, and he went there and said a name. Go ahead, Dred.
No, I'm good on that topic.
All right, Black American.
I guess the main thing for me is I think we have to, as a people, have to start thinking as we versus I, even using our, because even though you might have one person might have created one thing or another thing, it's more so going to help us as a collective. Um, I think one of the first things I would probably bring up is like we need to try to have like at least like one or two finite names that we can really go by. So to classify ourselves, because I think it kind of gets confusing for a lot of other people who aren't within like these particular spaces. They can be confused when they start hearing FBA or Indigenous or Soulaan or ADOS or in American Indian, because I done heard so many different type of names in these different rooms. And I think secondly, we need to have a united front, because I know like our enemies shouldn't know how we're moving, or even if we have a slight disagreement within like how we call ourselves, like even to like the very small, minute thing. It should be something for like either a back chat or a Zoom call. Um, I think those are like some of the main things I would probably pick out because I think a lot of people, I think mainly it's the name thing because a lot of people are kind of like at a crossroads because they think they have to be called this or that in order to be like taken seriously by one sect of this particular movement for reparations versus this particular name when we all need to have a united front.
Thank you, the Black American South. I see Dred didn't complete his daily heart meat. You want to go ahead and complete your daily heart meat, Dred?
This is hard.
Your
Oh,
badge is
you?
so great.
Oh
Hi,
yeah.
Love and Life. Hi, Chris.
Let me re up my coins. I gotta re up my coins.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hey,
gave them all.
Basic. Oh, you gave him, yeah, to the
Yeah,
birthday man.
yeah.
Hey, Basic. I'm gonna rerun my prompt because I like literally have to decompress from that. I'm just glad that it didn't turn into a shouting match and both men got
Yeah.
their points across because those topics can get. We're talking about our future here, how we're going to be identified while remembering and honoring the term we were, right?
Mm.
And the terms that our ancestors were identified as. So, and we never leave our ancestors behind. Like these people just migrate here, and all of a sudden they African American, and they forgetting about the Jamaican bodies, the Haitian bodies, the Trinidadian bodies, the Nigerian and Ghanaian bodies that's buried there that would never know what a Black/African American is. Like that don't
Hello.
make sense to me. But go ahead, Basic. Are you available?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm back at home. I've been moving around, so I didn't
Oh,
really hear much of the conversation because I lost service. But
oh.
so the guy that was up here, he's he's like one of the founders or something of Soulaan. Is that
Yeah,
him?
he's a co-creator.
Okay,
Yeah.
watch out, baby. Um, okay. Well, I was just trying to get in on their. I was trying to listen to their conversation, not get in on it. I was trying to see. I didn't understand like what was the topic. Like, were they like debating on whether or not we should be classified as FBA or Soulaan or something?
Well, what happened was Midnight was up here talking, and he was saying that the N word, something Negro, and all these other terms are basically descendants for Africa, and that Solon is indigenous. And then it just kind of went like we shouldn't say the N word because it's like belonging to one of the racial groups in Africa, and Simon disagreed. And then we got to the point where it came out that he does support uh, you know, the lady who wants to remove Black from our ethnonym and has a whole petition to remove Black from our ethnonym. And then it just went, they went, had their exchange. But as I told them, thank you, Dred. As I told them, no matter what we identify as, somebody's going to try to tether on. Because the one time that I did get to talk to Tariq on Afro Elite Live, I asked him about original American, and then he reminded us that the Mexicans will get to say that they're the original Americans. And then you do have Asians who were here, and I think they were portrayed in Center, that was here around the time that our ancestors was enslaved, right? Because some of them, Charles Ng, the Bunker twins, right? Charles and Ing Bunker. Well, anyway, they were Siamese twins who enslaved Black people, and they have descendants today. And they were Chinese, okay? So you have all these people who were here around a certain time that our ancestors were enslaved who could also say, well, you know what? We've been here since such and such period. Well, Tyreek ain't say all that. I'm ad-libbing, right? He did say the Mexican Americans could say that they are original Americans. And you see them today, oh, this is our land, we had it first. I'm saying the people that was here during our ancestors' enslavement could say, well, you know what, hold on. We was here during the U.S. chattel slavery era, so we're original Americans too. I'm just saying, Then we got these offices of New Americas popping up all over the place. And these people are migrating here, calling themselves New Americans, but telling us we African. That's really diabolical. So no matter how we identify, somebody's going to try to tether on. I think foundational. I said, can we call ourselves foundational Solani or some shit? But the foundational part is what counts. But I'm not removing black now that I think about it. Foundational black American. So we could be foundational black American Solani, and I will just be perfectly happy with it. But let me be a little bit more serious. No matter how we identify, people are going to migrate here, and because we're such a cool group, we make struggle look cool, even if it ain't cool, because we know it ain't cool, that they want to just come in and identify as us.
If we
So
just
that's
get one,
what pretty much of the exchange was about. But I'm gonna say this yesterday, and I'm gonna land. I'm gonna say this. Yesterday I said, so you're Ethiopian, and when you migrated here, now you're black/African American. When you go back to Ethiopia, will there be a black/African American for you to identify as? They said no. So, I mean, why are you migrating here and then taking on somebody else's identity and then going home? If you were the ideal immigrant, you would take your ass back home with the money you made and your skills and your trade and be the man in your homeland, not in mine. But they are only black/African American when they're here. Whenever they go home, there will be no black/African American for them. But guess who will always be black? And if we don't get African American removed, guess who will always be those ethnonyms? Us, no matter where we go in this world. Guarantee you a Jamaican ain't going to the UK talking about their African American. They ain't even going to Russia talking about their African American. They ain't going to Barbados talking about their African American. They ain't doing none of that off of this land. None of that.
Facts. Yes. But also something that caught my ear that I wanted to speak on that I didn't get a chance to speak on was the word heritage came up, and I'm against that. Somebody posted a video talking about they don't want Black History Month anymore. I want to call it Black Heritage Month because history means that you're unalived. You're not unalived, are you? You're in this, that, and the third. Everybody else, the Caribbeans, and they have Heritage Month. You have Spanish Heritage Month. You have so many other different heritage months and things like that. And my response is that these people are celebrating a known connection to another country. So that's why it's their heritage to celebrate Irish heritage, to celebrate Caribbean heritage. They have known heritage or connection to somewhere else. So it's not appropriate for us to call ours Black Heritage Month because we're still here in our country. We don't have to say, hey, my heritage. No, that's not what the point is. The point of Black History Month was to highlight our contributions to America, our innovations, the way that we have changed the landscape of America socially, politically, and in all ways. I disagree with trying to take away Black History Month and changing it to heritage because other people call theirs heritage months. F them other months. I don't give a F about them other months, no Caribbean Heritage Month. I don't give a F about no damn Irish Heritage Month. I don't give a F about no Hispanic Heritage Month. I don't give a F about none of that. We don't gotta copy them or try to everybody else got the heritage. Man, I don't give a F. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying TikTok friendly. I'm respecting your panel.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. We don't gotta copy them. They trying to copy us. That's the reason they had to come up with a month. But they don't have no history here. That's why they couldn't call theirs a history month.
You know what? We need to give people IQ tests before we talk to them. I'm gonna just leave it at because a lot of people who are pseudo just sound plain schizophrenic. They just like it's to the point I have people like BX. I can't do it no more. I can't come in these rooms no more. Because nobody's giving pushback to a lot of the shit that these people are just running off at the mouth with. You understand? So I ain't listening to nobody that's saying everybody else has heritage. Why we don't change it to heritage? Guess who else got it? The white team man is calling themselves heritage Americans, right? And then guess what the white team man gonna do? He gonna appropriate everything about everybody that has heritage in their name. It's a tether on term.
Facts.
So they could go ahead. Curry collard green. So they can go ahead and have their Caribbean heritage and all. I want them to, but I want them to leave us alone. And this just shows they know they're not black. In the U.S. social construct, they ain't black. Now, I ain't review every census internationally, but here they understand that the Caribbean community, the Haitian community, who else got them? There's a Hispanic community, there's the continental African community. They understand that when they say the black community, it's never the Haitian community, it's never the Caribbean community, it's never the Latino Hispanic community, and it's never the African community. They can also be the immigrant community, and they could get things off of their lineage and their immigration status. But we are demanding things before the black community, which doesn't include them groups. They know we not their groups. They know that. And that's why they got the need to say they're Caribbean and they have a heritage month. That's why they got the need to say they African and they want to recognize, the continent. For what? I don't know. Develop it first. And the Haitians, come on. These people understand that. And if they ever took their asses back to their homeland, guess what? There will be no black for them. They'll go back to being Haitian and whatever Caribbean they are and whatever, and whatever tribe they are over there on the continent. I just want people to leave us alone. Oh, and I showed, if you watch the last videos on my live, I showed the Caribbean has a diaspora, and nobody is arguing with them that it should be called something else. What else? The Puerto Ricans are delineated from the Hispanics, and nobody's arguing with them about it. Hey, Fly. It's like we are demanding, this is the term, y'all, ethnic autonomy. Everybody has it, but nobody will allow us to have our own ethnic autonomy. Have you seen the tags that I tagged you in, Fly? It's information about the DNA testing. Also, Brother Theory, Simon. If you talk to Brother Simon, he'll tell you there's a Pan-African named Tika who's in charge of that kinship thing with the Africans, and that's who's pushing it here on TikTok. So talk to Brother Simon and he'll give you more information about that. But for right now, it's voluntary. You don't have to sign anything. I suggest you don't sign anything. She's a whole immigrant who is, what is she like, Dred? Does she try to identify as us or tether us onto the...
She's Jamaican, but she tries to erase our Black American history. She tries to Caribbean wash everything.
Okay.
From hip hop all the way down to our freedoms. Everything. She Caribbean, won't watch Malcolm X. She's really like a thorn in my side when it comes to these Pan Africans. But yeah, she's a notorious one. She's a very notorious Pan Africanist that out of her own mouth, she said that she was with ADOS because she thought it meant African descendants of slaves. She said, I remember I liked ADOS. I was with it until they switched it to American descendants. She thought that ADOS was fighting for reparations for all these immigrants that are here in America to get in on our reparations claim. And she was with it then. And then she found out it meant American. She thought that they changed it to American. But the problem is a lot of these Pan-Africanists sit in these rooms and have like a little circle jerk and lie to each other. And they didn't do their due diligence to find out it actually means American descendants of slavery. So
then when they think they're coming up to the office to get a check. So I understand that you sent it out on Sister Fly. I was just telling you who has partnered with them people. and they're here on TikTok. Miss Tika, maybe she's their digital marketer. I don't know. But any final words? Because I got a headache. I'm going to lay down
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. I need to get on my backup page and try to message my baby. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
no, no, don't. I'm gonna warn her. I'm gonna warn her.
Well,
What's
no,
your
don't
backup
do that. I
page?
got to get on my
Is
backup page
it
and message my boo.
is
You know.
it the same? Is it that ML Kingpin name? You
No,
know.
no, don't try to warn her. Don't
Are
try.
you sure she blocked you?
Yeah, she blocked me.
What
Oh
did you
wow.
do? Because you know what? She's having an issue now. She's having an issue with us being on panels where people saying real pseudo history and not giving any pushback to them. A lot of these rooms are compromised. And if you were on the panel and you weren't, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying, but I understand that she's frustrated and that's why you haven't seen her in too many rooms.
You know me. You know me. I ain't getting down like that.
Okay, okay,
I'm
okay,
not
okay.
getting down like
Oh, so you've been smiling in somebody else's face. I would have blocked you too.
that. Come on now. That ain't true. I gotta find out what's going on with my baby now. Come on.
Okay, well, you thought that I would have been dropped, man. Don't be sitting here trying to build your coverage up. Just do it. Just be like Nike and do it.
All right, all right. Let me find my backup page. All right.
Okay. All right.
Peace,
Amen. That
y'all.
makes sense. All right, peace. Those were your final words for
Those are my
goodbye.
final words. I gotta get my baby back.
Okay, I wish you luck.
All right.
Any final words to Black American House?
Um, I think the main thing that we really need to come to excuse me,
You okay?
as a lineage is that we need to kind of have like a united front. We need to kind of not get so preoccupied with what one person wants to call themselves and what another person wants to call themselves. We need to just see each other as this one group that descends from the slaves here in America and be actively trying to get tangible resources in the forms of land, resources, and other like forms of money that are owed back to us. Like even the Freedmen's Bank, getting that money that was stolen from our ancestors. Which I know I got ancestors that was in the Freedmen Bank, and they lost money too. So I just think that's where our focus needs to be. We don't need to get so caught up in the like and think minuscule things like that. We need to kind of just get um we need to have on the frontal lobe that we need to be working on together and cutting out all of the other BS.
I hear you. It's 50 million Black Americans, and it's probably more, right?
Mhm.
Because they've been giving us the same regurgitated numbers for a while now.
Mhm.
I think that putting down our differences is fine, but everybody else awakes at their own time, right? Their own pace. So I think some of us have to get off the plantation first, sit in and then we be the first ones out. But when we technically wouldn't be the first ones because Simon here has already visited the ACS OMB and has a self-identifier for us. So I think that, and he already canvassed over what he said, 30,000 people. He's doing the work first. This is just a step in a call to awareness, right? And to provide the information to those of the lineage who may not really know it all. But the way he said it made it sound kind of tribal to me. So I'm like, ooh. But
Yeah.
I think that we're not a monolith. We don't exactly have the same specific lineage. So there's going to be some that's always going to be like, nope, I'm just indigenous. And they're going to have some, well, I do have some captives in my ancestry and stuff. One thing I think that remains consistent is that we all, if you haven't paid attention, at least with the indigenous who are around us, they will let you know they are indigenous, but also simultaneously identify as Black American. That don't change unless they are of a different ethnic group. You ever notice that? The ones who want to remove Black, who they are?
I've
I bet
noticed
you didn't.
I've noticed both because I've heard some. They say I don't have anything. I don't want to be associated with FBA or anything else outside of indigenous. They say
Right,
they want the
but here's the
land.
thing. How do you know they're of the lineage? That was my point. So those who really
Oh,
want to take away black, a lot
okay.
of times they're not even of the lineage. You take away black, the Caribbean could tether on.
I got
Yep, the Latinos could tether on. So let's not act like the all indigenous rooms don't sit up. They talk about us with Africans, right? But
you.
effectively, foundational Black Americans lock everybody out, right?
Hmm.
We lock out the Latinos, the Caribbean, and the continental Africans, right? But then you
Right.
scroll past some rooms, they sitting up there talking about some empire with who? The Caribbean and Latinos. So this is what I'm saying. There's extremes in every group, right? And there's pseudos, right? And
Yeah.
I ain't for neither. So I stay in my corners. Now, y'all say y'all Black American and y'all also indigenous, fine. You're just indigenous, but you understand I'm Black American, foundational, fine. But all this extra shit I ain't with. What's gonna get us
Yeah.
the reparations at this time? And it ain't gonna be original American as long as the Mexicans are, and the natives are running around here talking about their original. And
Right.
so I just want you to understand we're gonna give it a good shot to get to something close that everybody is happy with. But for right now, it seems to be foundational Black American. And I'm gonna stay with that because you know what I look at as people that come and talk about their foundational Black American and then all of a sudden they on another line talking about they just something else. They ain't foundational Black American. Foundational Black American is a cult and this and that and that. You know what it was? They couldn't infiltrate us. Duh. So
Hmm.
now we got to be reduced to a cult. But I think for the most part, FBA honors our amalgamation, which has some pesky Europeans, um, and indigenous in there too. So we're just honoring all parts of us and stuff. And I think it'll be ludicrous to kind of just take Black or Black American out of our ethnonym.
Yeah.
That's my
I,
opinion. Yeah.
I thank you for explaining that a little bit better too. It can get. I think that's the thing too. It can get a little bit confusing
Yeah.
when people hear all of the different terms. It gets. Oh, it
But
can go.
you know history, right?
I
I stay
do.
away from those who are just pseudo.
Yeah.
Like so pseudo, you wonder what the fuck they talking about and if they took their meds today. I ain't talking to them people. Now, if you tell me, yeah, my family told me we've been here, and this is that and that's this and here's my friend, that's fine. I can't dispute that. But when you start talking about blips and this and that and this and the dead man this and the white men and the white people were enslaved first and you're not calling it indentured servitude, I ain't talking to you no more.
Yeah.
Or that the black people enslaved the indentured, like I'm just not talking to you no more.
Mm.
You're gonna have to just not talk to me. I think that right now everybody is muddying the waters. Everybody is muddying the waters. We never had these type of issues before
We
until
haven't.
we got into the thickness of the delineation. Everybody said, "Oh yeah, I got Indian in my family," and everybody just went about their business. Maybe they said indigenous or native, but we knew what they were talking about. We just went about our business. It wasn't uncommon. Now. Oh my God, the way they attack people that say that they're black or black American. But I don't want to get stuck here because I can ramble all day. Basic, do you have anything to?
Yeah, I don't have much to say. Just hopefully a lot of people don't allow pride and ego to get in the way. I think some people want to be leaders and want to be the first to like do something. So I don't know. I think honestly, if delineation is at the forefront, we should all be working together. And it's too many people that claim to want the same thing, but actually not getting along with their own people. Um, the guy that was up here, I did go to his panel once, but didn't get to speak to him because his panel like the prompt that he had was like, this is not a delineation movement, this is demarcation. And when I went when I went up there, the live, like he couldn't he could hear me, but I couldn't hear him. He was like talking, but I couldn't hear anything. So he ended up ending the live and I never got to talk to him. And I think I mentioned that to y'all a while ago. That was probably like a month ago. And I remember asking Ishmael, I remember talking to Ishmael about it too. I was like, isn't like demarcation pretty much the same as delineation? And I just kind of felt like it was just a shot at FBA. And I'm just like, for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why so many people have an issue with FBA. And, because to me, FBA and Soulaan is the same thing. But I don't know. To me, it's just like, I just feel like people they just be being petty to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid.
Yeah, I agree. Before I met the co-creator of Soulaan, there were Black Americans who identified as Soulaan, and we used it all interchangeably. But now there's a distinction made. This is exactly what they mean, and stuff like that. I still sit in Soulaan groups that I'm in. I'll still say FBA Soulaan. I understand they're just sticking with just the indigenous aspect of their lineage. I'm cool with that. But when you start wanting to ruffle our feathers and take away Black or this or that out of our ethnonym, then it's like, really? Thank you, Manola. So, somebody realized you had them blocked, and they went to go find you, Nola. So, I don't know if you're going to hide or you're going to be stand 10 toes down, but yeah, they're coming to get you, honey. So I just think that we need to respect everybody's right, except for the outsiders. I'm talking about the lineage of how we want to identify. She said, "Oh well, I honestly got to tell you, if we're not going with foundational Black American, then we need to go with Freedmen," and that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like FBA. I like Freedman. I actually like Soulaan. So, either of them is cool with me. I mean, like, I think Black is just part of who we are. That's not going anywhere. Like we created a whole Black power, Black unity, Black. We got a love for being Black. It's just it really is entrenched in our culture more than any other identity. You know what I'm saying? Which is why it's interesting to see these Africans and all these other people try to like act like they ever embrace Black, because they haven't, and now they're only doing it out of spite. You know what I'm saying? They don't have like no type of Black pride or Black movements or anything that wasn't spearheaded and started by us. They just a tag along. So yeah, I guess that's why what's her name? I guess that's one of the reasons why she was disrespectful towards me, even though I've never said anything out of line to her. But it is
The
what it is.
creator of that petition.
Yeah, like
Okay, yeah. She's like Candyman. Oh God.
yeah, like I literally never really had much of a conversation with her, and she
Right.
like was disrespectful to me, and I can figure out why, but it's just I just feel like
No,
it's
no,
too
no.
petty.
Y'all not familiar with it. She just literally disrespectful. Literally.
Yeah, it's
Just
cool
get
though.
yeah.
I'm not losing no sleep. It's cool.
Yeah.
I just think that certain stuff, like the disagreements, the fake beef, and all that should just be kept offline. It's more stuff that we got so much stuff that we can be focused on and that we should be focused on, and like we're at a point where we can actually be the foundation of pushing our people towards what should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is minding our own business and working and doing things specifically for our own. That's where we're at now. So I really hate when we get sidetracked by people just being petty and childish. And I'll just land there because I'm gonna be
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
be
was
rambling about that.
That's okay. That was a sidetrack conversation. I didn't expect midnight to come, and then it just kind of went from there. So I think I'm definitely going to do a repeat of this prompt, but I want to touch on this urban renewal. That's what destroyed a lot of towns or cities. Demographics that we had in New York. So we did have affluent Black American towns, right? And so I'm just going to read really briefly. This is my BX Black History Spotlight, as I promised nobody I would start doing during this month. Urban renewal projects in New York frequently targeted, it's so small, foundational Black American communities, historic, self-sustained neighborhoods where Black residents had established property, ownership, businesses, and cultural institutions shortly after the, abolition of slavery in the States. I'm sorry, y'all, it's extremely small. The following are the most prominent foundational Black communities in New York State that were destroyed or significantly displaced. So we have a ward upstate, and it's called the 15th Ward. Once the heart of Syracuse's Black community, this neighborhood was physically destroyed in the 1960s to make way for the I'm not sure what that is. That might be a 6 or an 8. So it was destroyed in the 1960s to make way for a highway. It says viaduct and downtown renewal projects. The project displaced roughly 900 families, affecting over 80% of the city's Black population at the time. Again, it's the 15th Ward upstate in Syracuse, if anybody wants to research that on their own. Water Street, a thriving waterfront commercial district and residential hub for Black families that was demolished starting in 1961. The project displaced 2,132 people. What that said? About 85% of whom were Black, in what has been described by historians as the act of ethnic cleansing. Oh, look, Simon came back. Hi, FBA Queen. And finally, because I only put 3 examples, there were more, but you could fit but so much on the prompt. It says Jackson Street neighborhood, a middle-class Black neighborhood where families had owned homes since the 1880s. Urban renewal in the 1960s displaced 124 families. Although Black residents made up only 18% of the village, they represented 79% to 85% of those displaced. That read was kind of choppy, so my spotlight is focused on urban renewal and how our Black towns, enclaves, what they called it, they even called it a village there, were destroyed. And as you heard, that was by urban renewal and projects, putting highways through our communities. They probably built some stores and malls and stuff along there too. But so those 3 were the 15th Ward in Syracuse, Water Street, and that was, did they say the area? A thriving waterfront Black families. That was upstate somewhere though, because it's Newburgh, Syracuse, all our upstate counties. Jackson State neighborhood, a middle-class Black neighborhood, okay? Destroyed y'all by urban renewal and displaced 124 families. Water Street displaced 2,132 families. And then 15th Ward displaced, does it say? It says 80% of the displaced were Black or Black American. And the final question on this prompt, we got Al Sharpton to visit Somalia, and then the last question would have been, should Afro-descendant immigrants speak on FBA history and reparations? My answer is no for that, y'all. Thank you for the heart meet. Basic, your thoughts, and then I'm going to end it.
Oh, nothing. I don't have no thoughts.
Really? That's
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
You don't have no thoughts on how New York's black thriving towns, even our middle class demographics were destroyed?
Yeah, so that's actually so do y'all when it comes to y'all's black towns, are they like still there?
We're pretty much spread out. I don't really know the demographics of upstate New York.
Okay. Because I know even the black, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of the black towns across the South, they still have a small population that are still in those towns. A lot of them, um, but I never really thought about, the ones up north because I guess I've never really heard about them.
Yeah, I believe that Philly is. I wonder if we're going to talk. I'm not even going to speak of nobody else's city. I'm just not going to do it. So I do know we have a slightly larger number over the melanated immigrants, meaning the Afro-Caribbean and the Africans. When you factor in the Latinos, they got to outnumber us, right? Because they say that the Latinos are at, what, 65 million? And that includes all, not just Puerto Ricans. And so we can still be in our areas, but it's probably more diverse. Let's take the Catholic school that I went to in high school, right? They say in a certain part of the Bronx where it was primarily like Italian families, it was also predominantly white tea, right? And that was in the early 1990s. Today, I went and checked the demographics. It's 49% like Black and Latinos. So they almost outnumbering the white tea people. So things do change. The way that the immigrants now have enclaves is because they're filling out censuses, and they still practicing group economics, like, yeah, come move in here, And when you have a cluster of people in one area, they're more likely to get funding, and then they start pushing they literally push for an area to be called Little Haiti. So, and then it's like, I wasn't paying attention to all of that, but how would I pay attention to that if I didn't know they were grouping together even doing that? I didn't realize how strong their group economics was. I was always looking at like the Asians and Latinos that played group economics. I was looking at everybody else as melanated like us, so they probably was marginalized like us. But then it all came out in the wash.
Yeah. So, Black American House, I personally don't like mentioning the names on the lives because I mean I can talk to you off the live about why, but I just think it's when we even have the conversation about the FBA towns, I don't like to really highlight them, and so because you just never know who's listening, and the things that I see these people doing, like it would really infuriate me if I hear about these Africans going to these FBA towns and doing some of the stuff that they're doing in the cities. So I just usually don't even like to even put the names out there.
Yeah, that's
'Cause I
fine.
heard
Thank you.
you heard about the pilot that they're doing in Illinois.
Yes, I heard about it. So far, it's mandatory, not mandatory, voluntary. And Simon was relaying to us that a lady on this app, a Pan African, a Jamaican immigrant Pan African, is sort of trying to recruit people to sign up for it. So if you see a lady doing that named Tika, yeah, it's said to be a scam. Well,
Yeah,
Simon didn't say it was a scam. Allegedly, it's a scam, but I heard scam from a video that I think I shared on my page. Good
yeah,
morning, young Mike.
it's definitely a scam. From what I can tell, they believe that they're going to be they're going to be using Africans' DNA, even though they'll be taking Black Americans' DNA, but actually giving them the results of actual Africans to falsely tell them that they can connect them to their family in Africa is basically what I'm hearing. And that'll be interesting because hopefully our people will be smart enough to know that that has never been able to be done, and so don't think that some Africans can come and have this groundbreaking science and connect you to some people in Africa and tell you that they're your family. So these people, I mean, the level of scam is crazy. You know, like these people can't seem to scam their way away from under the thumb of white people in Africa, but they come over here and they come up with all types of different scams to scam Black Americans.
I gotta tell you, I'm not interested in Africa. I'm not interested in taking any of the DNA tests. Everybody, a lot of things that the Africans are trying to make it seem like it's mandatory or a good thing is usually not. Don't worry about it. We ain't got to take it if we don't want to. Now, if you do and you get scammed, that's on you. I'm over it. It's above me now. That's my best advice.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning, Eagles fan.
Did you see the Pan African get searched by the Ghanaian police over there?
Yeah, but they're saying that there was a Pan-African that got unalived. Now, I'm wondering if it was the man who got searched. They said a Pan-African recently got unalived. The video is out there.
I'm gonna have to look for that. I haven't heard about that, but I'm gonna definitely look for it because to me that would be like extremely foolish on their part because because of the video that's circulating of him exposing the police, which in my opinion, I was like the whole video. I'm like, dude, he kind of tripping because I'm like, dude, you not in America, you in Africa, and you talking like real crazy. So and they get down different over there. So I think he kind of like put a target on his own back a little bit for retaliation from them.
Yeah, but it don't even have to be a cop. It'd just be a perfect time. Like, we know their comprehension's a little low, but you know what they're good at? Scamming and barbarism. So it would be like, oh, perfect time. They're going to think the cops did it. But the
Right.
GA and GS really did it.
Right. So it's crazy, but when I posted, I literally just posted the video before I came in here, and of course, TikTok took the video down and gave me a strike that I had to appeal, and of course they accepted the appeal, but I feel like when they do that, it's to suppress the video. So once it gets restored, it doesn't really get pushed out in the algorithm anyway.
Do you think when this app is fully American owned, the foreigners that's making these decisions to pull pages and make you have to go through appeals and stuff will be let go? Oh, don't answer that, because then TikTok, you know what they do?
Right.
They be violating. Let me see. We got a little bit of love drama going on here in the chat. I'm telling Eagles fan I am fine. Thank you, Eagles fan. I was doing urban renewal and how it destroyed all Black towns or settlements, and one was even named a ward. I didn't know we had wards in New York, right? That's pretty cool, even though I like boroughs. So that was the history lesson for today, my spotlight rather. And I'm gonna come back and do a repeat of this prompt so we can answer it in a more efficient manner. The live kind of went left with talks of new or maintaining the same ethnonyms. So that's just a catch up for everybody. I plan to go live again tomorrow. I'm gonna try to go live in the morning, but I'm gonna allow Nola and Dred to take their conversation in the back chat if only our good sister, our good Creole sister, my favorite Creole of all time, just unblock Brother Dred. It would make the world a better place. So I'm going to go ahead and end it. I love y'all all for real. Thank you for stopping by. We will have a repeat of this tomorrow because I want to discuss Al Sharpton and his alliance or his support of Somalia. And then also I want to explore Afro-descendant immigrants and if they can speak on FBA history and reparations. I say no.
You said tomorrow?
Yeah, I plan on going live tomorrow now. We don't know what's going to happen between now and tomorrow, but that's the plan. And I'm going to try to go early just so you can have a good start to your day. And then if y'all wind up on the panel, that's crazy or something. Don't say I ain't warn you, or try to give you a good start for the day.
Alrighty, I'll see you then.
Okay, peace, love, light, and reparations to my foundational Black Americans or anybody who could identify as such. I love y'all for real. Be one, family.